Well, welcome to Inspire Cece Twum.
Thank you, Alma. Thank you.
And it's good to have you here, actually.
Wow. Good to see you too. It's been a while.
I know. I think the last time I saw you was
Pastor Brian at Fiesta, yeah, I think so.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I've seen you minister. I've seen you minister song, and your voice, your presence, no doubt about it. You've got it. It's beautiful to witness. At what age did you get in, think that singing, not even necessarily gospel song, but just singing was for you? At what age do you realize that?
Okay, I started singing at a very young age. Let me say, okay, so when I got to 11 years, I joined a senior choir. I used to stay with my auntie, so they are Catholics. So we go to, Catholic church. So, I joined the choir at that very age when I was 11, and
that was it.
That was it. So, yeah, I love to sing. I knew I had it, but I never thought I was going to be a gospel musician.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you were younger, what did you want to be? What was your dream as a kid?
I wanted to be on TV, but as a journalist, yeah, newscaster, yeah. So that's what I wanted to do.
Okay, well, you're on TV. You're on
yeah,
TV.
I'm on TV doing another thing though.
Brilliant. So, from the choir, when you're singing in the choir, at what point as you're growing up do you say, okay, I want this to be my career, in terms of I want to do this full time?
Okay, I never thought of it that way. And all my life, I've been a church girl. So I've been in a choir all my life. So I was singing in a choir. And then I got married. So 5 years later, and I was still singing in the choir. So it was my husband that said, the way you sing and then you minister at church and then the impact you make in the church, don't you think if your ministry can bless people out of the church, so why don't you start, putting some songs out there, go to the studio and then, record something, let's see. So it was my husband's idea though. That's why I told you, I never thought I was going to do it. Yeah.
When you first started singing out of the church, husband encourages you, your husband's also a pastor, you're married to a man of God. Yeah. When you started it, were you anticipating the level of success? Because you're arguably one of the top in Ghana.
Singing was something I love to do. Mm-hmm. Immediately I hear someone playing a keyboard or something like that, like it comes out naturally, just like that. But I never thought of being a star or that. I wasn't having that idea at all. So I went to the studio for the first time and then recorded the song, which I knew nothing about the industry. So the song couldn't do well.
The first time you...
The first one, mm-hmm. Yeah. So I tried it the second time and it worked. So yeah.
Would you say then, would you say for you entering into the scene of gospel music in Ghana, was it easy for you initially?
It wasn't, but since I loved to sing and I love to bless people with my ministry, I wasn't looking at the money, I wasn't looking at the fame. Like when we started, the media wasn't that strong, social media wasn't that strong, so we're just doing this out of love, to bless people. Funny enough, when I came out with my second album, the song was everywhere, but funny enough, when you call me for a program, I won't go. Like,
why?
I don't even know. So,
why though?
So some of the friends were like, so then why do you say, I love to sing. Let the song bless people out there. I'm not here to be on stage, people to be looking at me. So to be honest with you, when I go for programs and then if I have to walk past, in front of people, it's not easy for me to do that. I was that shy, so I mean, I wanted the song to bless people, but not people
You
to be
didn't
singing, yeah.
want the spotlight.
So, yeah. So people were hearing my song, but they didn't know who the person was. So up till now, people will hear the song, they'll go like, you sang this song? I'm like, yes. So, because at first, I hardly go out. You hardly see me out there. So people even thought I wasn't in Ghana. Because I don't go out. I don't go for shows. I don't go for any TV interviews or radio interviews. No. Yeah.
At what point did you, as you were getting more successful, did you realize that, okay, I need to do TV interviews, I need to go on stage, I need to go to different churches to minister? At what point did you realize that this is part of the job?
You know, sometimes you might have something and then you yourself doesn't, see it that big. I mean, you think you are just doing it, for doing sake. But people behind see something that you yourself don't even see it. So, you know, friends around me, musicians were pushing me out there. Then why then do you record a song and then the song is everywhere and then you don't want to go for programs? And no, then stop the music. So they'll be pushing me like that. So I said, okay, let me give it a try. I will do that. So I came out with another song, and then as for that one, the song was very big.
Which song was that?
So, you know.
Please, I need you to sing. We may need to take him to church. Everyone knows that song. Mm-hmm.
So that song came out, and that song was big everywhere. So there was a need for me to go out there. I have to go, for people who are calling you to come and sing. So I have to go. So I started going for interviews and then going for programs and stuff like that.
So, Cece, in terms of the music and ministering, when did you realize that going on stage, going on TV, going for programs was all part of, you know, this career of gospel music?
Okay, well, the song was everywhere and I couldn't run away from it again. So I had to, go for programs and interviews as well. So that was it, yeah.
Which song was that?
You know, that song was all over the place. So, it really gave me the name Cece. The name became a household name. Everybody was mentioning Cece. So, I had to, they were calling me here and there, and then I had to, I
had to go and do the job.
That thing I was running away from, I had to,
face it.
Yeah.
Was it shyness? Was it, not wanting to be in the public eye? What was it that made you not want to? What was it?
I think it was shyness, and also my confidence level was that low. So
Really?
Oh yeah. You see me like this, but I'm a very shy person.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
It's true.
But I think, it's the notion of when you see people, I said, I've seen you minister, I've seen you on different stages, and you're so confident. You command a presence. Of course, there's God working through you.
Yeah, those that knows me, I will tell. When I'm about to go to stage, you see me shaking. Like shaking. But immediately I get to the stage, everything like vanishes, like you enter into a realm, so you forget about everything else. So that's how it worked for me. But anytime I'm about to go on stage, there's this fright, there's this, I don't know what it is. I thought, I asked a man of God what it is, so I usually prayed about it, that if it is low self-esteem or, not having any confidence or anything. But a man of God told me that it wasn't any of what I was thinking. It shows humbleness, like it's not me that is going to do anything, but like, I'm not going to depend on my own self, but the Holy Spirit. So it's good I have those feelings when I'm about to go to stage. So, yeah.
One of the things I think, most gospel artists will say is when they do mount a stage or they about to minister, something takes over. And I hear of stories when ministers, ministrate in song, and people are healed. They get an encounter, have you had people come up to you and say that, oh my goodness, from this song, or I saw you here and this happened? Those kind of stories.
A lot of those stories. Those who were not able to, conceiving, giving birth to twins, and people. Someone called me from the hospital, and the thing pained the person. She couldn't record. The person was in coma, and then they were trying to revive the person. The person just, came by singing Minyamia Yewi, just like boom, Minyamia Yewi. So the nurse called me, and then the way she was screaming and shouting, she really pained her. She couldn't record this, and I've been having a lot of, testimonies, and then, hey, you could see God is, using your song to do, heal, and then do a lot of, stuff. So when you're on stage, when you're ministering, something takes over you. If you allow yourself, if it is not in your mind that you're going to have a show, or, I'm going to do it for people to know that, hey, I can do it. But if you leave everything in the hands of God with the Holy Spirit, he takes over and then does his own thing. Yeah.
In terms of the gospel music industry, would you say is lucrative? Is it something that once you enter, making money or surviving off it is easy to do?
Doing gospel in Ghana is not easy. Anyone can tell you this, it's not easy. For you to get into the limelight, for people to get to know you, the way you have suffered, like playing churches to churches and stuff like that, just to raise little money for studio and stuff like that. We don't have people who are deliberately there for the gospel, like we are pushing the gospel deliberately. No, we don't have it. So everybody you see out there, that person, struggle to get to.
Is it all self-financing? Do you have to finance yourself?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Going for programs, getting, small, adding up and then doing your own thing. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I want to delve into that more, but we're going to take a break. So this is Inspire, and I'm speaking with gospel music artist Cece Twum. We have more coming up right here on Inspire. Don't go anywhere.
On J, Meji was MDO, so we're free, you my pass. Would you back where you pa? On J, Meji was MDO, so we're free, you my pass. Would you back where? Yeah, pa.
Oh, there's that voice, there's that song. This is Inspire. Welcome back from the break, and I'm speaking with gospel music star Cece Twum. One of your biggest songs. Most people know the song. They may not know the song. They may not know it's you. So that's amazing. We were talking before the break about how the industry is in Ghana to be a gospel artist. Because I think back in the day, most people would have a producer or somebody will sign them and then pay for all of that. But for you,
we used to have them, but now they are nowhere to be found anymore.
So you have to finance everything yourself.
Yeah. But I've never had a producer. I've been doing everything myself, till now.
Would you say it's the path to go, knowing that the challenges that come? Because a lot of people want to do this, but they don't have the money.
Yeah, it's a challenge. But, when God, gives you a gift or, put something in your hands, he expects you to, work with it. You can't fold your arms and then say, there's no money, there's no producer, so I'm going to, hide my gift or put it aside and then do something else. Believe you me, on the judgment day, he's going to ask you the gift he gave you that you didn't use it. So whatever it is, you have to, find yourself out there and then make it work.
I think earlier on, we're talking about confidence and how, you're extremely shy before you minister, even to this day, which is a surprise for me, purely because I said, I didn't know this. I'm finding this out about you. For other people who struggle with confidence in any situation, how do you think they can work their way to, overcoming that extreme level of shyness? Because you still have to get on with it.
Yeah, I think you need to get yourself some books and read, and then also get to know the kind of person you are. Work on yourself. I think I was low self-confident because of where I was brought up, and that led to me being that way. So
can you share a bit about your youth? How was being?
Okay, I grew up with my aunties, not my mom and dad, my aunties, and then I'm a fanti, so as the fantis, the way we were brought up, it's very, 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 very hard. Even when you are talking to an elder, you don't look straight in their eyes. Your hands have to go to your back. You have to put your hands at your back, and then everything that you say, you have to say please. That kind of upbringing, that strictness, and then because they are not your parents, they're emotionally, and then the things that you go through as a child. I didn't have a childhood life.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't have a childhood life. I struggled to to get to where I am today. So I think that has
impacted everything.
Everything. That's how I am. We're brought up in a way that when people are talking and you are not invited, you don't talk. That kind of.
What most people would say in African homes is common, and they'll tell you is just teaching children respect.
Respect, yeah.
But it can also affect confidence.
Exactly. So I think my upbringing, impacted that, and then, hey, I don't know whether it's good or bad, but I think it has helped me in a way. It has always made me think twice before saying anything or doing anything. I'm always careful with things that I do, things that I say. So I think it has helped, and it has also not helped.
I get you.
Yeah.
In terms of writing, when you're writing a song, do you have any special routine, or does it just drop in your spirit? I'm always very intrigued when it comes to gospel artists. Like, how do you get your songs, for example? What is your process for songwriting?
Okay. Some of the songs comes just like that. You might be driving, and then a word comes in your mouth, and you start singing with it. Maybe one line, just the line. So you'll be singing it over and over. Okay, let me record it. Okay, I'll get back to it. Sometimes you might be lying down, and then maybe meditating. So it comes just like that. Something drops in your spirit. Let me just sing it and see how it sounds. You sing it, you correct it, you sing it, correct it, then you record it. Sometimes when a man of God is preaching and then say something that, this word, I can use this word to, write a song, that one. You can sometimes sleep and then have a dream you're singing. That one is very trickish. If you don't get up and then record that song and then you say, I'm sleeping, when I wake up I remember, believe in me, you remember.
Wait, so is it a thing of where, do you have like your phone close by?
Yeah, always your recorder or your phone is by you. Yeah.
In terms of Minyamia, like that song, how did you get that song?
Okay, that song was written by OJ.
Oh, OJ wrote that song.
Yeah, OJ wrote that song.
Okay.
Yeah, Minister OJ wrote that song. I was there, so there were few people that pushed me out there. OJ was always fighting me. You sang a song and don't want to go for programs. What's that? Go. Yeah, so OJ was pushing me out there because he knew I have a kind of voice that. So one day I was there and OJ was like, I have a song for you. I know you can do that song better. So I'll give it to you. So OJ came to my house and then he wrote the song for me, and then I went to the studio and recorded it. That's it.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for a break. I have more questions for you, and I want to delve into family, being a wife, being a mother, all of that. So this is Inspire. I'm speaking with gospel music artist Cece Twum. We've got more coming up. Don't go anywhere.
If you see me singing a secular song, you can't judge me by that. Hey, as of man singing a secular song, say, you are no more a Christian or whatever. You can say whatever. But me, I know who I am. I know whom I've believed all my life. And so there are certain things I do it to please God and myself and not anybody. So maybe if you see me wearing this and you think as a gospel musician you shouldn't wear this.
Some people say, you know, if you're supposed to wear nail polish.
Yeah, nails. You don't wear, or makeup. They have a, and I don't blame anybody because of how Christianity started. So I think that's why they have that idea that if you're a Christian, there's a way you have to look. But believe you me, if you say your father is a king and you want to look anyhow, wow, about me.
Welcome back to Inspire. I'm speaking with gospel music artist Cece Twum. It's been an interesting conversation. I said, learning about you, that you are not somebody who's naturally confident, and just overcoming that. I think it's something that we assume a lot about people. Mm-hmm. I assume that you literally are like, because anyone that sees you, I don't see anything but confidence. Let's kind of move on. You're married to a pastor. He's a prophet, Prophet Alex Twum. You have 3 children?
Yeah.
And you are also for mommy, as we say in Ghana. You're the lady of the house at home and also at church, and balancing your gospel career. What is it like being, the wife of a shepherd, shepherding so many people? What is it like?
I think that one is also a calling. So, if you don't have that call, you can't do it, because it's a very difficult thing to do. To be married to a man of God is not easy. It's not easy. So it's a calling by itself. And funny enough, growing up, I never wanted to marry a pastor.
Yet here you are.
Yeah. I'm married to a man of God. So, I will say all my life, God has been channeling, has channeled my life, himself. So anything I never wanted to do, it's now. So
let me ask, you say you got married, your husband encouraged you to, you always, you grew up in church, in the choir, you got into music administration, has been, very successful for you. Were there any vices for you, like, as a young person? Because most people go through it. Is it like, hey, let me go party with my friends? Maybe I don't want to do gospel. Maybe I want to do this. Were there temptations growing up before you married, like, let me try this, let me try this? Or were you always good girl?
Never. As I told you, I've always been a church girl. I'm always in the church. I've never been to the club before. I've never...
Your whole life?
My whole life. I got married at the age of 19 years, so you can imagine. I didn't even have that time to be moving around. Always in church, rehearsals, from rehearsals home and stuff like that. So that
was it. You have children, 3 children. What advice would you give them? Because you've managed to avoid a lot of things. To stay away from certain vices. It's not, because one of the things is, it's not always easy, especially even people that grow up in church. I know friends who grew up in church at some point, like, I don't want nothing to do with church. They'll go out and then they'll come back on their own. What do you advise your children in terms of just staying on the path? Especially when there's so much out there in the world now. What was there 20 years ago, now is more.
Exactly.
How do you advise your children to stay?
I sometimes wish I had that kind of life. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because there are certain things some people do and I'm like, why do you have to do that? I mean, because I have never...
You never experienced that.
Exactly. So maybe I would have understand, or I mean, why they are doing that or why they live that way. But as for my children, I'm showing them the path of Christ. And at the same time, I want them to, I mean, experience childhood life. Like, I couldn't get that chance. And I don't want them to, I want them to be like me, though, like looking up to a mother whose life is everything involves with the church, with God. But at the same time, I want them to experience what's called life. So I am not that strict on them. I just allow them certain things, but I guide them. If you want to do this, do it this way, but don't do it this way. Okay, I want to wear this. Okay, if you are home, you can wear this, but you can't wear this outside. So I want them to be themselves, but at the same time, I'm guiding them very closely. Yeah.
In terms of the music industry, most people, I know the music industry, not so much as I know the gospel music industry. In the sense of, if you were Cece Twum and you sang secular music, people would look at you different. As a gospel artist, we look at you with more, almost like we expect more. There's certain things a secular artist can wear. If you wear it,
hey.
There are certain things somebody else can do, that you can't. Is that something that are you aware of the fact that you basically like looked at with stronger or harsher eyes than anybody else? And that'll be our last question. My last question for you.
Yeah, especially in Ghana here, when you are a gospel musician or you call yourself a Christian, there's a way they want to see you. Forgetting that you are human. I mean, there are certain things you cannot run away from. Definitely, I mean, if you see me singing a secular song, you can't judge me by that. Hey, as of man singing a secular song, say, you are no more a Christian or whatever. You can say whatever. But me, I know who I am. I know whom I've believed all my life. And so there are certain things I do it to please God and myself, and not anybody. So maybe if you see me wearing this and you think as a gospel musician you shouldn't wear this.
Some people say you're not even supposed to wear nail polish.
Yeah, nails. You don't wear, or makeup. They have a, and I don't blame anybody because of how Christianity started. So I think that's why they have that idea that if you're a Christian, there's a way you have to look. But believe you me, if you say your father is a king and you want to look anyhow, I mean, wow, about me. You're
going to be fabulous in Christ. We're going to be fabulous in Christ. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing part of your journey with us here on Inspire. It's, I've learned a lot. So thank you for coming on Inspire.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. That's all the time we have for this episode of Inspire, and I've been speaking with gospel music artist Cece Twum. My name is Abebrese, and I will catch you soon.